Hi, this is the help video for Excel Chapter 1, Pause and Practice number 3. This movie will cover all of Pause and Practice 3. So what we're going to do in this chapter, or in this Pause and Practice, is fix up our columns. For example, here you can't see Wednesday. The row here for number 4 is a little bit tight. So we're going to work with column widths, row heights. We're going to look at multiple sheets and how to manage that. So let's go ahead and get started with the column width of B through I. So it starts by selecting the column. So you take your mouse and you watch it move up to the B, right? So I'm not in an individual cell. I'm actually up at the letter B. I get the black down arrow. I'm going to click, hold, and drag across to I. Now I have all of the columns selected that I want. On the Home tab in the Cells group, I want to find Format. Format Column Width, and I want to make it 14. And watch what happens to these columns. Right? So they've all expanded. All of the ones that I have selected are now the width of 14. So we're going to do the same thing for rows, but we only want to do row 4 and row 10, and they're not adjacent. So we have to use that control key to select non-adjacent areas. So we're going to put our cursor on the 4 when it's a black arrow going right, click. Press and hold your control key, come over here to the 10, click. Now I have 4 and 10 selected. I go back up to Format, Row Height, and we're going to make it 24. And watch these rows get deeper, right? So they've just expanded their height a little bit. Makes it a little bit nicer. So we're going to insert a row between 8 and 9. So we forgot that we needed food and beverage as a category, and it goes equipment rentals, food and beverage, apparel. So I need to insert a new row above apparel. So I put my cursor on 9. So when you're inserting a row, you want to be below where you're inserting. So I select 9, not an individual cell, but the whole row 9. Right click with your mouse button, insert. And let me undo that, and let me select 3 rows and insert, right? So it inserted 3 rows. So however many rows or however many columns that you have, when you go to insert, it puts that appropriate number above or to the left of where you're at. So now we have this new row 9 that's blank, and we're going to type food and beverage in that. Notice it's indented because Excel understands, hey, this new one that I just is going to follow that same formatting. And so we have it there, but we don't have our numbers yet. So I'm going to hide it. And so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to select, okay, they have you do it. I do it this way. I select the row and say right click, hide. They have you come up here to Format, where is it? Hide row. Like anything in Excel, there's 2, 3, 4 ways to do it. Okay, so we have 9 hidden. And the way I can tell that is, look, it goes 8 to 10, like 9's not there. And then if you see, there's like that little, almost like a little double line there. That tells me that's where it's hidden. So that you would draw your attention to it. Okay, so we want to center titles across selections. So there's 2 ways that you can center across. One is this merge and center right here, but you can only do 1 row at a time, and it removes all the cells and makes them one big cell. We're going to do a different technique. We're going to do center across selection because I can do 2 rows at the same time. So I start by selecting what I want these two pieces of information to be centered across. So I select A1 through I2. So I just undid that. A1 through I2. So I2, A1. Then we want to go here into the alignment. We're going to bring the dialog box up. So in this alignment, right here where it says text alignment horizontal, you want to click that down arrow and do center across selection. So this one's a little bit buried, so you just kind of have to remember that. Go to Format Cells, Alignment, Horizontal. Okay. Now our heading is in the center across that range that I selected. So it's looking a lot better, right? Look at that. A lot better. I'm going to open that up a little bit. A lot better. Okay, so I'm going to take a second and I'm going to save this. And right now, this is called Sheet 1 down here. Not very meaningful. So I'm going to double click on the where it says Sheet 1. Notice how it's gray because it's selected. You don't need to delete it. You just need to start typing over top of it. Cass Lake, enter. Once it enters, you can see that gray goes away. And now this tab is called Cass Lake, which is one of the 4 lakes in Paradise Lakes. I want to make this a different color tab. So I'm going to right click, tab color, and green accent 1, so this one right here, darker 50. So when you're on a sheet, it has this look where it's like an ombre. That's not, it's like gradient, right? So it's darker at the bottom and goes lighter. That's your clue that that's the sheet tab you're on. So what we're going to do is we have all this work done, right? And I've got 3 more lakes, Breezy Point, Baudette, and Walker. So I don't want to have to recreate it. So I'm going to copy this into a new sheet for my Breezy Point. So I'm going to right click, move or copy. I'm going to put it at the end. And here's the thing. I want to make a copy of it. So I want to make sure that box is checked. Okay, so now I get Cass Lake 2, and look at what happened to Cass Lake, the one I was on. See how it's all dark? It's a solid, and the one that I'm actually on has that gradient. That's your visual clue of which one, because look, they look identical, so it would be very difficult to know which one you're on. So we're going to change this to be Breezy Point, enter, and we're going to change the color. So I did a right-click, tab color, orange, accent 4, so the little darker orange, darker 25. So look, it's got that, but it's got an orange. Solid is the ones you're not on. So on Breezy Point, these are Cass Lake numbers. So I want to get rid of them, but I want to make sure I don't include the totals because I don't want to have to re-put those formulas in. I just need to put Breezy Point's numbers in for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for all the categories. So I'm going to click on that and hit delete. And so now Breezy Point is set up for me to put their numbers in. So let's go back to Cass Lake. We're going to save this. And we're going to, that's the end of this assignment. We're going to pick up on the last one for this chapter, which is 4, and we'll be good. All right, thank you.